The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of mud. Your finger moves through the various streets, finally coming to a halt on the spot.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
The worn map, your finger finally.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Hi, Ace Detective.
I have really outdone.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat arse.
René, it's a little pleasures. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day? Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know. No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really...
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose...
Respect!
I'm not.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone impotent in the Union. I just know Evrard. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the...
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on.
The old soldier mumbles something under him. There he stands, proud, rigid and
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me on the payroll.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. I hate the socialist rabble. But even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written. Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers.
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be
No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time. Oh, the goal is to throw your bull. As close to the cochonnet as you can. That's the cochonnet. Well, first, you draw a circle about a half a meter in diameter. We made ours out of rope. Then, the order of play is determined by a coin toss. You win it. Then, the players aim to throw their bulls as close to the cochonnet as possible. They must stay in the circle and keep both feet planted. I could, but I'd rather not. I don't want to take up your... You'll put that knowledge to good use in 50 years. I'm sure of that, officer.
I don't like where this is going, officer. Don't you think we should do something else now? Hurry up then.
Sure, officer. No, thank you. I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food.
the only one you have.
The sandwich looks like a culinary wonder. Well made and abundant in components. In addition to the obvious slice of ham, a fat one, you notice a brim of a tomato peeking from below. And is that mayonnaise?
Oh, that's good. That's very good. You must have other business then?
Vigilance officer? What can this old carabinier do for you? Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any... I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. No one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard.
No one has been guarding the container yard.
Yes! It's not...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill...
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabinier's pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? Yes, like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp. Yes, I'm an old...
He feels like he has to justify himself.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, it's a private matter.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man who would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance.
I'm fine, goddammit! Mind your own business! No one.
No one.
Yes,
Look, officer, the
possibility of someone being in there.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal...
Look, officer, yes, like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. Ah, yes! King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule. Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The carabiner doesn't reply. But no one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity, his bottle...
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on... That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine. For clarity of vision. To aid in their work. Regnum cocainum. Revishal's finest years.
Of course. Clarity of vision.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense.
It's really not. Please, do spare us.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
Right.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hjelmdal burning. Smells like worn cotton and a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leave.
You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What is he talking about?
Hell yeah, man. I don't usually carry printed teas, but this one was just pure exemplar. I wouldn't go so far as to say that I'm a fan, but I do think the Hjelmdalaman saga is an integral. Most people don't think that the man from Hjelmdal really existed, but they're wrong. I mean, even if the man from Hjelmdal didn't exist before the adventure novels.
Okay.
You sound skeptical. It's not that complicated. Besides, I've been to Kotla, though not quite as far north as the Hjelmdal, and watched northern lights travel across the sky. Very unique energetic.
His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual, very, very unique energies indeed. Geomagnetic ley lines, one might even say.
2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
But why? I sympathize, I do. but this is a for-profit enterprise. Welcome to Hjelmdal, officer.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat. Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another, humid. Your coat shields you from the rain while the city shivers around you. Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint, will you ever go there? No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinez every day. Urban coastline, rain dripping off Eternite-covered roofs, cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction, a defunct research and development build, Coal City, end of all lines. Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance. The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide. Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates, red and blue metal shipping containers, slick with rain. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor is an artificial mountain. La Drusienne, King Dries passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms. Cranes watching over the mouth of the river Couronne, the lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in half. A silvery curtain of rain over the houses. The class divide. Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. A yard, rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. The lingering odor of decomposition. A traffic jam, rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock.
I've a brother in the cut. Where the wood at?
be in Martinez where no one goes, at the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal, in the whitest part of town, standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland. In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk, your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes. Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors fly.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. At least we are dressed for it. Let's keep moving.
Welcome to Rivachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Rivachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, but you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple. You know.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calm.
Whatever you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites. You could ask him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching. Maybe he was present.
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage. Not in, not out.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like...
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. It's a fucking travesty, is what it is. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. Apples. Yeah, apples. I take it you have...
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
It's about biological determinism, natural law. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep. I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books, huh? The science of racial theory has all been proved. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that. Welcome to Revachol.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much.
Oh, God.
I know it, but you see.
Silent, your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two.
The lieutenant,
Whatever you say.
he smelled. You could ask him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely.
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let. You know, they know. Not in, not out.
So you're.
I don't know shit. What do you think?
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that since you left. I haven't. It's a fucking travesty, is what it is. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some apples. Yeah.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest.
It's not the most popular topic nowadays with the coalition. I'm not. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that. Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources. The problem? The damn kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other introduced species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory. It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any motetos or leader? No. Dominating culture. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring. Go right ahead. You may be a cop, but that won't help you avoid...
Lieutenant Kisaraga's stern expression remains unchanged. But not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks, wriggled out of it. What happened? Did your balls shrivel up? You had plenty of chances to get off this road, but no, you let this guy keep talking. Then, when the time came to make your choice,
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you? Every school of thought and government has failed in the city. But it's men like you who keep Revachol divided.
Oh, come on, man.
I know it, but you...
Silent, your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
The
lieutenant,
whatever you...
he smelled. You could ask him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely...
Drugs? They're shit, man. You know where... They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves, not eat.
So you're...
I don't know shit. What do you think?
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of...
Yeah, I knew since he left. I haven't had... It's a fucking travesty, is what it is. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised. He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employer stuff. Stuff just follows the smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
Yes, yes.
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself...
Guess so. Oh man, that's great. Look at that god damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but... Apples. Yeah, apples.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
No. Been admiring the stompers, huh? Sure thing. Check.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of the wind howls over the Bay of Revachol, a cascade of cold air flowing through the city streets. Those same streets have left their share of scuff marks.
It sure is. Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny. For when the invasion comes, the last thing they'll see before the lights go out is illustrious Revachol.
It doesn't look like the lieutenant cares. He just makes a little note.
No, it's not like that. You don't get it. It's when I kick them, you know? Oh, fuck it, it's too complex for you. It's not the most popular topic nowadays. I'm not... People who've studied these things said that you... Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? The problem? The damn kips are showing a real good... It's what the kips of boogies... It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows? Don't push your luck, runt.
Yes?
Stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crown. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep. Large ashtrays. There are several
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Draped.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam. Nope, don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around, waiting for the jam to disperse.
Yup, nothing wrong with that statement. Your senses have nothing to add.
You could also check the kiosk down the street. Frit. With 3 T's. Revachol's weird. Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves, but those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and...
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration. Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to...
The woman is still hunched over the railing, her head.
to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here. You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Rights of people, rights of workers, to have gainful employment, to make a salary, and feed their families. Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scab.
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard don't mean the scrawny mess punk. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind him. Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke, and my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters. Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't...
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then, be charged.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain in Jamrock. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
The hulking man oozes stuff.
What's it to you? No, don't think we've met before. I came to help out the people.
The man has turned his... An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another...
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sileng is embroidered.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here. Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place...
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textile.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang! You're right, officer. 100%. No playing around then. Strictly business. Maybe I can interest you in some premium menswear instead.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Oh, okay. But why, officer? An investment? What kind of investment? Fair point. You can't have a successful business without a loyal customer base. How much is your loyalty worth? What? Only a $5? You can't even buy a pack of Royal. 10 Real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man. Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs. That's so cool! You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor. Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against...
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No! I just said I work harder, and he's an ass...
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe nothing. I told you. I'm not a
And what?
crowd, you know.
He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't.
It could be. She was strange.
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has that. I don't know. I'm not local. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funk. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares?
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samoan Isola.
Very cool. I like your style of... The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers...
You keep coming back. That's...
The woman is
Huh? What is it? What do you want? Did you just call me a lady, Sheriff?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I'm not that either, Sheriff. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the lawn. I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me. Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was. The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just... In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motor...
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary. In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air.
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around? Oh, Sim.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state. She twitches, like a sleep kick.
You're back. Good. Word has traveled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines has eyes on the intersect.
It appears we are being monitored every step we take, colleague. Did we have any other business here?
It's the lead. Oh, and the cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally. The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, you know, like the bits they put into public piss bowls, probably called Fermi Discrete or Axel or something. At some point in its journey, the ledger has seen the inside of a public toilet. If you knew it was dunked in the toilet before getting chucked into the trash, why are you sniffing it? Garbage toilet stink is not your fetish and you know it. Your nose does not fucking like this. Yeah, turns out your nose doesn't like self-indulgent literal shit huffing. Quelle fucking surprise. Come on, no more. The ledger is going back down, away from your nose. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. Something rattles inside, and something small inside. Light. Made of the plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of paper is not what you... It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage is not what you... It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage is not what... It's the ledger you found in the trash. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off it. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just... you know, without resistance or sound, 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of... It smells of chewing gum. Apricot flavor. A touch of cinnamon. The end of summer. You think the label says Tutti Frutti. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Loot, a young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile. You think, Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please. A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the...
Let go.
Just like that, the wind picks it from your fingers. Cold, they let go. The wax paper rustles, a whisper light and low. A small piece of paper dances above Martinez, above slow waves crashing the shore, and above the distant streets and the 881, even above the old fish market and the church. Not for yourself, for the people of Revachol, for the 80,000 under your jurisdiction. Under Precinct 41, where typewriters fire long into the night, and officers walk the great steps and the bridge. Long after the card has landed in the wind carries the keepsake away from you. To the southwest, the pale violet dot disappears. No, you should not have thought back at it. Now some of it is on your mind. The ledger of oblivion-induced mental health is just as shabby as the damaged ledger was. A bunch of
The Ledger of Oblivion is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your hand for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Without resistance or sound, it's slightly, ever so slightly, difficult to breathe once you've done so. The drawer is locked. Blue ink drips from the white pages in your hand. In the back, you see thin, translucent copy paper, some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out. According to 3, the topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station, all in a print so small it could be considered down. A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrong. What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper. It takes about half an hour to piece one together. Using the system, not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still. Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51. Stamped case files, commit to paper. These are your last couple of months in Revachol, Precinct 41, Jamrock Quarter.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, it's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost inspect the victim, get the body down, interview the cafeteria. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a...
No, actually. Any ideas? Okay. It's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has nothing to do. Something more concrete, perhaps? Do you have something
Usual is boring. We don't do that.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
You don't exactly close them, so much as a distance. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want? It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been... That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then, who knows, those pages are... Don't worry. One day you may still catch the man with the square gun. Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it. Yes, as you've said here, insufferable rock and roll assholes. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about they were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it to where they also took photos of themselves, cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up, and you did. So congratulations to you. No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch asshole. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard. You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the... You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. No, these tracks are not You see a set of tire tracks in the brown... No. These tracks are... You see a set of tire tracks in the brown... The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling-in rags, and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. Why that pang of... The hole in this fence doesn't look that huge. The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
Somehow that makes you feel scared.
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. crumpled billboard reading Samaran butter. A crumpled billboard reading Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted. Whatever it is, the boy on the bill goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows, and the local goat farmers produce high quality. It's an acquired taste. Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. These look like the same tire tracks I saw earlier, in front of the side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater. The panel served as a takeoff ramp. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently, within the past 72 hours. Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast. There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22. It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came. The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers. Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than the Linear G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer. You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on. Wait.
Any theories about what happened here? What kind of car do you think it was? That's quite likely, from what I can tell. Oh. I suppose that narrows it down somewhat. Fortunately, we are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
Somewhere in the depths of your alcohol-addled soul, you find a few threads that you can weave into a story.
The tip-top tourney champion?
The lieutenant patiently listens to the words coming from your mouth.
Jumping canals at night? If I was Jacob Irv, I wouldn't drive in Martinez.
Shut down.
In conclusion, it's a colorful theory, but I don't believe Jacob Irv did this. Should we go? If we must.
I'm not expecting him to get far with this.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind? I don't want to talk about that. I was hoping it isn't gonna be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is. A youngish woman. Gruff. But
What color hair?
blue and violet. Died. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat. Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her.
He still is, hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part.
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad.
We can't just let it go.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is...
I don't believe you. I just can't, man. I'm not naive. She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're...
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a...
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind. Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand...
He's right. There are other options. Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
Thank you, friend.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? I don't know what you're talking about. He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock. Control. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, it's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the lorryman.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little...
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and I softened him up as best I could. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
Looking for something, Aunt? I don't know what you're talking about. Headed some...
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me.
No.
A legendary. Looks like...
Yeah. Then
Yeah?
Not just the unions.
You're not...
No, it's not a...
I'm not...
You've seen...
Nah.
The lieutenant... I've suffered. Be careful. This man's still got some fighting. The main thing is...
Looking for something, Aunt? Come to... I don't know what you... Headed...
He's been expecting this.
Headed...
He's been expecting this.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't...
No.
Looks...
Yeah. Then
Yeah?
Not just the union.
You're not...
No, it's not a...
I'm not...
You've seen...
Nah.
The lieutenant... I've suffered. Be careful. This man's still got some... The main thing...
Looking for something, Aunt? I don't know what... Headed...
He's been expecting this.
Listen up, fuckwits. You...
No.
A legend. Looks like...
Yeah. Then...
Yeah?
Not just...
You're not...
No, it's not a...
I'm not...
You've seen...
Nah.
The loot. I've suffered. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him. The main thing...
Looking for something? I don't know what you're talking about. Headed...
He's been expecting this.
Listen up, fuckwits.
No.
Looks like...
Then
Yeah?
Not just the union.
You're not...
No, it's not a...
I'm...
You've seen...
Nah.
The lieutenant... I've suffered. Be careful. This man's still... The main thing is to not...
Looking for something, Aunt? I don't know what you're... Headed some...
He's been expecting this. He's really...
Listen up, fuckwit.
No. He means la puta madre.
A legendary. Looks like...
Then I presume...
Yeah?
Not just the union.
You're...
No, it's not a...
I'm not...
You've seen...
Nah.
The loot. I've suffered. Be careful. This man's still got... The main thing is to not overdo it. Even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
Looking for something, Aunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? I don't know what you're talking about. Headed some...
He's been expecting.
Listen up, fuckwit.
Looks like the...
Then I...
Yeah?
Not just...
You're not...
No, it's not a...
I'm not...
You've seen...
Nah.
The lieutenant... I've suffered. Be careful. This man's still got... The main thing is to not overdo it. Even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
Looking for something? I don't know what you... Headed...
He's been expecting this.
Listen up, fuckwits.
No.
A legend looks like...
Then I...
Yeah?
Not just...
You know.
No, it's not. You've seen...
Nah.
The lieutenant... I softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him. Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear.
Fuck you, I told you.
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't...
When did she go?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This...
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Nah.
A small temple by the monument. Green.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
This screen found A to Z, contemporain, is...
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private. The door is locked. The handle looked...
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside. I don't know how good it is, but this investigation has taken long enough. We can't afford it to take any longer.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up? Oh.
Time to arrest him.
Ha! No, they usually get shipped to Grodd in the Occident.
The man. This screen found A to Z content. With a firm grip, you raise the pry bar. A glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, lorry cabin. The window shatters and droplets of glass fly.
Subtle.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teen. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin. The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably Grenade No. 5. The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded, a feeling of tenderness washes over you. This is Tip Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent. She wasted away in a drug den called The Door to the River, not far from here on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world and the camera, too. The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has...
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least. For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable...
Doesn't look like it.
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old tool. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools, but one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique? Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it to yourself.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Yes, well... We've identified one of the footprints, but there are still 7 to go.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front, and a pull-out metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for it's an issue of Peripherique from last Wednesday. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical...
The Uland frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back. You close the rusty old lock.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective?
This found, the smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter. You close the rust.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Still here. I don't want to talk about that. Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. I did it.
He still is. Hoping.
Thank God I don't know. A friend? A young.
What could?
Blue and violet.
Then she made.
Damn,
Weak.
that's how it.
It won't.
I don't believe you. She's got the. Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I heard
this.
Well, the way it worked. Fuck, man.
He's pushed Tommy, and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
You're not gonna put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man.
Imagine it, an explosion of stars. Goodbye world of men, money.
I thought you were a different kind of cop.
The realization that you've used his friendliness and goodwill for your own ends. Remember, you're doing it for the bigger investigation. This
here. Her lorry's still here, down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is.
When did she leave?
Last Friday. No, I don't know. She left them to me because she trusted me. So I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks.
The other drivers would have to tow it or break in to get the machine.
If they break in, they would find what's hidden inside. Something incriminating.
I bet you are.
And he's sorry he couldn't be what he wants to be. A good person. His last line, his revenge on the world.
Thank you for your cooperation, sir. I know it was hard, but you did.
You don't really think so?
I really do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in the RCM.
This screen.
This is the one our man pointed to.
The glass, it feels like you're peeking in. The door is. You push the key into the lock and turn. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. These are one of them, but there's definitely perfume in the air. The remnants of a sweet. The actress is a feeling. This is she wasted away. The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm, metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's an issue. It looks like
the Ulan frequency system.
The pull-out toolkit slides back in. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel. But what sandpaper adds extra grip?
Sandpaper? Yes.
Do the honors.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. We've identified one of the footprints.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. Looks like the frequency dial is absent.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100. For contacting, looks like we are dealing...
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes. Some dead actresses. And you close the...
Great. I think we got it. Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can... I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Evrard... My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery eel.
In short, this is a future angle.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest there are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometime later, when we are done here. We do not. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone. Debrief over.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? Still better than me, I guess. Told you there's plenty of others who'd tell on her. But is she in trouble? It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her? Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can. Oh, you know, Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft. Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
It's more him.
Yeah, you too.